Hey, everybody, welcome to our Monday night meetup. This is our third week of meeting all together, and I hope that you all are enjoying as much as I am. And we will probably have some more people hopping on here in a few minutes as we go. But we are really excited to share some things tonight that are related to growth and some other things that we're going to be talking about. So, first off, before we get to go any farther, I would like to start our meeting off tonight just by celebrating any wins that you want to call yourself out on, or if you want to call anybody else out, and just shout them out. Um, I have somebody that I would like to shout out, and that is, a lot of it. I like to shout out people who don't for very different reasons, but I definitely want to shout out Valerie Stansel. She has been on the good grief, I can't even think of the name of that right now. But anyway, the leaders board
Leaders board.
for leaders board for all of Plexus for how many weeks now? Like two, three? Is
And
it
for
three?
multiple categories too, I think.
Yeah, and she just blows it out of the water every time. And so we're just so excited for Valerie. She always does really awesome. But I mean, to be on the leaders board, have your picture on the email that goes out to all of Plexus is a huge deal. But I would like for anybody to shout out anything, like whether you're so excited you had a great conversation, you sent 5 messages, you did something. What do you want to shout out? Either shout out somebody or shout out yourself.
Well, I
I
want to do
know.
some shout outs. I'm so excited, y'all. Okay. Sarah Rivers, whoop whoop, just went silver over the weekend. Fast start silver. And Rose Whitmire just added her first two VIPs today. Woo woo. And then Chloe's not on here yet, but she has welcomed two people into her organization. So my Chloe. So those are three. Yay! Shout out moments. So excited for them.
I've got a few to shout out too. I've got Ethan. He's an 18-year-old from my church, one of my son's friends, and he's added his first level 1. Christina is a new level 1 of mine that's been posting, and I'm so proud of her for posting, but she also added her first level 1 and is going to have an event next week. And then Jenny added a new VIP this week. Super excited about that. So those are my shout outs for this week anyway.
Sam Purdue is hosting her first event, like we're co-hosting on Thursday night. And she has the level 1 who is also going to be, has been inviting people who's going to be there with us. That girl's gonna go silver soon, and Sam's going fast start. I'm really excited for her. We're just sipping tea together.
I want to shout out those who are restarting and getting back into the groove of doing the grunt work and getting back into the trenches. Sarah Morrison was at all the power hours. We helped co-host all the morning power hours at 10 a.m. last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. She was on there. We also did a 3-way call with a potential business builder. Shout out to Crystal Jenkins for being on there. And then Jenny Valencia also. She had camp last week, but the week before that, she was on Power Hours and she added a new VIP as well. So I'm really excited about those who are getting consistent and focused on getting back and planting those seeds so that we can see how the Lord blesses that effort.
I forgot to shout out Brent Stansel for posting and helping me enroll. He's had 4 enrollments himself that are his people that I'm giving him creds for. So, and he's continuing on his weight loss journey. So he's not quit yet. So y'all keep encouraging him, please.
I have a shout out. I'm not on video. It's turned off tonight, but I've had about 3 of my people, a couple of new ones to make their first post. So that's exciting. And also want to shout out my husband. He's on here. we're not together, but I mean, we are together, but we're not in the same house right now, but he's on here and he's decided, I don't know if I mentioned this to everybody or not, but that he wants to start sharing actually for the business opportunity more than the products. So he's tried to get the nerve up and he's trying to know everything, which I'm like, you can't know everything. You just have to do it. So he finally, today, after he got home from work, called 2 of his friends that has been on his list. And so he started and he has stepped out. So I'm proud of him.
That is awesome, Bonita and Rob. So excited for you guys. So fun.
Okay, that was really fun hearing everybody shout out other people. We have got to keep doing that. That was really fun. Because sometimes when you're on here, I mean, like we see little bits and pieces, but when we all get together, we can really see what's going on across the team as a whole. Okay, so this week, normally the plan is we obviously will be adjusting this as we go, depending on how things go. But this week will normally be the week that we talk about our book, and we do a personal growth time together. And so, since we haven't actually started the book yet, I was going to just do a quick blurb about the book, The Game of Conquering. If you don't, I want to create a little FOMO here because all the cool people have one. Okay, I'm just kidding. But seriously, you do need to go ahead and order it because you want to get started on the book so that we can all be working together and growing together. So this book is about fears. And seriously, who on this call doesn't have a fear? Okay. And so it is about all the people, or not all, people on network marketing and the fears that they had, and they wrote this book about it. And it not only that, it helps with time management, other things. So you're going to get a lot of information that will help you no matter where you are in your business. So I've heard it's an incredible book, probably one of the best to read if you are in our profession. Okay. So that's what we're going to be normally doing from on this week of the month. So you want to go ahead and get yours, and we'll be talking more about details about how we're going to do the book call and everything, but expect to see those soon. Go ahead and get your book ordered though. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over. Was that all I was supposed to do, Jennifer? I think that was all I said I was going to do. So I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer, who is going to be talking about some things that she's learned this week as she's been at Joel School. Once you become gold, you can go to Gold School. Rubies can go to something called Rubies on the Rise. And then if once you get to Emerald, you can go to something called Jewel School, which if I personally had to say, it would be the best thing I have ever been to, ever. Now I hear Gold School is the same, but I never got to go to Gold School. So anyway, I hear it's really good too. But so those things are goals that you want to work towards. And when we're talking about personal growth, like you're going to learn things there that is going to help you not only in your business, but in your life. And so Jennifer's going to share with us some things that she got because she just got back much later than she meant to. But that was personal growth opportunity, Jennifer. Personal growth. She spent some serious time at that airport.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let her talk and share with us all the good stuff.
Okay. So y'all, I squirrel. And so asking me, like, I was like last week, I was like, I have so much goodness to share. And then trying to like condense it all in 2 days of 8 to 5 training into a little few minutes is asking a lot for my brain. But speaking of the airport, I wanted to share this, whatever you want to call it. I had. Okay. So before we get started. So, as you know, like all the airline situations happened, last week, and I was supposed to fly out Saturday morning. That flight got like delayed. I don't even know. It may have gotten canceled. I just said, hey, I'm just gonna rebook for Sunday. I just keep getting delayed, and there's probably a better chance I'll just fly out Sunday. So I rebooked for Sunday morning. That flight got canceled Saturday night. So when I called Sunday morning, because I was asleep when it got canceled. But when I called Sunday morning, they were like, we don't have a ticket till Tuesday. We can't get you out. And I was thinking, okay, this is not cool. So I sat in the hotel room all day Saturday. It was like the longest day, but I had time to reflect, do all the things. Wasn't that bad. Sunday, I'm thinking, okay, like this is a little much here. All the other girls that had gone to Jewel school had gotten home successfully. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna have to go. Like, I don't know what to do. So I sat there at the hotel, kind of in this torn position, right? Went to breakfast and I was like, I'm not really sure what to do. Maybe I should just go check out the hotel, go to the airport and try to wrestle it there. Okay. So I was like feeling kind of sorry for myself a little bit, a little down. Okay, but when I made the decision, okay, this was huge. When I made, maybe you're not going to have this, but when I made the decision, I'm going to the airport and I'm going to do what I can, right? Everything shifted for me. My mood, my excitement level, my like everything shifted because I had made a decision, right? So I thought, how many times do we get stuck in this business or in life? But how many times do we get stuck in that? I'm not sure what to do. I don't really know. Da, da, da. There's this path and there's this path. And, and then if we will just make the best decision that we feel like we can make and move forward. There's just something about getting in motion, getting into action that shifts everything for you, right? So when I got to the airport, I was told, I don't even have a ticket for you till Wednesday. So, anyway, I ended up getting home, crazy, but so all that to say, and if it had not turned out to where I was still coming home, where I came home last night, it was still the right thing to do for me to make that decision and get into action. Does that make sense? And because it's not always going to work out when we make the decisions, it's not going to always work out in our favor. But because I did make the decision and got into action, obviously I'm home, right? Versus if I had just gone back to the hotel and like laid around, like I'd still be in Phoenix right now. So I want to encourage you in whatever capacity to make the decision, decide, and move forward. Get out of that stuck, I'm not sure, kind of fluctuating back and forth, because that is not serving anyone, right? You can't serve others when you're in that position. You're in your place of like, ugh. So I just want to encourage you with that. Okay. So that's random. There you go. But we had so much goodness last week, y'all. I have been to Jewel School a few times. I wanted to go this time specifically because I heard they had revamped it, and I heard that there was some strategy in there, and Amber Miller was training, and she's part of our upline. Christina Williams was training, and she's always amazing. So it was Amber, Christina, and then Julia Carty. And y'all, I love Julia Carty. I haven't really listened to her trainings much or anything, but she's amazing. She's from Alabama, Southern girl, preacher's daughter, just like a sweet Southern belle. And she just really connects with people. So anyway, amazing training. But I want to talk to just briefly about, okay, I have so much. I have a whole, like 2 notebooks full of stuff. But let me lay the foundation, first of all, of thinking like an entrepreneur. Okay. Because that's what you guys are. You are here because you're not, you see that there's potential in this business, or you wouldn't be on this call. Okay. Let's just face it. Like, even if it's like that much, you see like, there's something here that I think that is good. So thinking like an entrepreneur. So Genevieve actually came in, Genevieve Scory. She's our chief something. What is she? I don't chief. I'm not sure what she is, but she's amazing. You'll meet her at Gold School, I think, if you go to Gold School. So Genevieve, this is something that she came in and she said a few things. So thinking like an entrepreneur. Okay, a business that doesn't consume you but adds value to your
Watching my
life.
plate.
That's what we're doing here. We have a business that doesn't consume us, but it adds value to our life. Okay. And then, guys, we are not selling stuff. CFO, Chief Field Officer. Thank you, Allison. We are not selling stuff. We are professional encouragers. And I love that. We are professional encouragers in every aspect, right? On social media, we're professional encouragers with product usage, with mindset, with growth. Like, we are professional encouragers. And we are influencing people to take a journey to better health. Like, that is what we're doing here. We're professional encouragers. We're influencing people to take a journey to better health. And because we all want to live better lives. I mean, like, who doesn't want to have a better life? I feel better, I have more money, or I get to travel more, or I get to go, give to this ministry more, or like we all aspire in some way or other. Hopefully, we're all aspiring to be better in some capacity, right? So we want to be able to tell our family yes, right? We want to be able to say yes to the opportunities when they arise. And let me encourage you with this. So you look at this person, you look at that person, and you're like, well, oh my goodness, she has this kind of influencer, she has this kind of team or whatever. But let me encourage you with the truth that what one person can do, so can another. You guys, yes, you may have different obstacles to overcome, but at the end of the day, like we can build this business. You can build this business. What somebody can do, so can another. Julia Carty, this is a great example. When she joined Plexus, you guys, she had $36. Her and her family, I think they had 4 kids at the time, maybe 5, $36 in their bank account. That's what they had when she joined Plexus. Okay. She went gold with no internet. She would drive to a local coffee shop or McDonald's or whatever, get on Wi-Fi and work. And she was talking about that. She was like, I didn't really think that wasn't that those weren't reasons to keep me held back. Those were reasons to move me forward. The fact that I only had $36 in our checking account was a reason for me to go to McDonald's and work with and work my business when I didn't have internet at home. Right? So um the first check, this is what's so cool. Her first check that she made with Plexus was to the penny, you guys. This is why you're like, oh my word, like God was all in this. It was to the penny their first month's rent, because they had just moved as a family. They had just moved. It was their first month's rent and their first month of product. And that's exactly to the penny what her check covered. Like, how cool is that? So I just want to encourage you guys that whatever it is, whatever obstacle in your mind is like a reason not to, that's somebody else's fuel to do it. Does that make sense? Yes, Julie. So many are praying for options, and we have it. We have so many, we can offer so many options. So what one person can do, so can another. And then I love this. This was such, this was like, this is one of those things you want to put on a coffee mug, okay? You can sign up with Plexus to make money, but the real value is to make a difference. Woo! Like that just got me all in the feels when she said that. The real value is making a difference. And the products make a difference. And I know that sounds like people are like, oh my gosh, you sound like insane when you say that. But you guys, like Julie, has the products made a difference in your life? I mean, like drastically. And then because you feel better, you're showing up in a different way for your husband, in a different way for your kids, in a different way for your church, right? I mean, you're showing up different because you feel better. So, yes, the products make a difference. And then, of course, we know that money makes a difference, right? I mean, that's a given. Money makes a difference. It gives you more freedom, it gives you more choices, gives you more options. So, we are here to make a difference. And not only that, we have a culture and a community that people want. They thrive. I saw a post from a girl. She's not in Plexus. She needs to be. I guess I should message her. But she said last week, she said, motherhood is one of the loneliest journeys. That was where she was at. She was a stay-at-home mom. She had a couple of little kids, and anyway, like she just felt really alone and really like, and this community that we have has been such an encouragement for so many women, right? Whether you're married, whether you're single, old, young, it doesn't matter. This community has offered so much to people. So we truly have, you can sign up with Plexus to make money, but the real value is you get to make a difference in other people's lives. And so I just want to encourage you with that. So that is what you're offering to people, right? All those things. We're encouragers. We have a business that doesn't consume us, but it adds value. All right. And so therefore we are thinking like entrepreneurs. Okay. Let me look at my notes on that. Already told you about Julia's story. That was so cool. Okay. I love this analogy that this perspective that Julia gave. Okay. Are you renting your business or are you owning your business. This was good. So when we're a renter, we expect other people to fix the things that are broken, right? If my dishwasher breaks and I'm a renter, who do I call? Well, I call the landlady, right, to come fix the dishwasher. Okay. If I'm an owner of a house, guess who gets to fix the dishwasher? I do, right? So think of this in terms of your business. Am I renting my business and like, complaining and whining and talking to other people? Or am I taking ownership, taking an inward look and saying, okay, what can I do? Asking myself questions. What can we do? Okay, I don't have a lot of engagement on social media. All right, what can I do to get more engagement on social media? Right? Rather than getting in my chat and complaining to my bestie, I just don't have any engagement on social media. Do you see the difference? Like complaining about it versus what can I do? How can I improve? Where can I go? What can I do? Who can I follow? What training? Whatever. And then also another thing with renters is, I loved this one. Renters are always looking for somewhere else to move. I was like, ouch, that's a good one. They're usually looking for somewhere else to move, right? Eventually. And what kind of mindset is that? Like if I'm always kind of, peeking over here to see what you got and oh, that's kind of shiny. Oh, that's cute. And oh, look at that. Right? Am I ever going to be really content? Am I ever going to really pour my heart and soul into something if I'm always like, no, right? All right. Or am I going to maybe like not treat this as well? Like if I own my house, you can better believe, I mean, we have to be people of integrity, but I'm saying like we're probably going to treat our house a little bit nicer than we would treat a rental house, right? I mean, probably not as stressed about the mark on the wall or the hole in the floor or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to think about those things in terms of your business. Are you renting or are you owning? Because when you own something, you are taking responsibility. And I love she said the one of the things that they in their home, it's blame shifting. She's like, ask my kids what the worst person you can be is a blame shifter. And that is so true. Like so many times we want to take all these other circumstances in life or all these, and we want to put blame here, put blame there. And just like she said earlier, put blame. Well, I don't have internet. I can't go gold. I'm sorry. That's shifting the blame, right? And I mean, really, but instead of, I don't have internet. Oh man, I guess I should probably take 30 minutes this afternoon when my husband comes home and drive to town and get some internet and work, right? So it's very different mindset. And that is thinking like an entrepreneur. So, and here's the thing, you guys, thinking like a renter, thinking short term, like you're never going to see long-term success that way. I promise. We've seen it time and time again. People who treat their business just like just not giving it the integrity and the long-term vision that it has, their business crumbles and it fades. And they go away, they quit, they complain. I mean, it's just seen it all the time. So don't be a blame shifter and think like an entrepreneur, and you will see success because you were invested in the long term. You were invested in owning your business. Okay. Okay, and then, okay, the other thing that I really wanted to touch on, you guys, is measuring your business. All right, measuring success, measuring your business, and you can't. This was hard for me because we tend to shy away, most of us do, from the uncomfortable, and sometimes taking, for those of you who have been here, especially for a while, getting in your back office and looking at your points, looking at your retention rate, looking at your development rate of silvers and golds and all the things, those are uncomfortable, right? Those can be ouch, and I don't want to deal with it. And so instead of, I don't want to get uncomfortable, so I'm going to turn away and not deal with it, then what happens? Do you think good things happen if I ignore, if I have a water spot in my ceiling and I'm like, oh, I really don't want to deal with that right now? What's probably going to happen? It's going to get worse. The roof's going to leak. It's going to come crashing in. Versus if I just measure it, address it, then I'm going to save myself a whole lot of problem in the future, right? Same thing with your business. So I love this. What's measured can be managed. This was so great. What's measured can be managed. Okay. But we have to get in there and measure. So one of the things that we had to do at Agile School was we had to actually pull up our back office and we had to give numbers, like write our numbers down. And so we had to write our numbers down. I'm going to get to that in just a second. But okay, let me just what the importance of looking at your numbers. What should concern you more than problems are patterns, patterns of behavior from yourself and patterns of behavior from your people on your team. All right, and this is for those of you who've maybe been here a little bit longer, but for those of you who are new, like these are things to be mindful of, right? Because you are here to build a long-term legacy vision. We are not slinging ninja creamies, y'all. This y'all. So, okay, I'm a squirrel. It was hilarious. So Blake Shaver came in and he just got promoted to vice president of something, and he's the one that like sits and they do all the promotions every month, right? And so he's talking about like long-term success of Texas. And he goes, y'all, we're not here for ninja creamies. Like that's just fun, but ninja creamies are not going to keep your business stable. And I'm like, you're like, yes, we know, yes. And then he shows the next slide. And it was what was the incentive for next month? And I don't know. The Jules know, but I'm not gonna tell you. It's a cute. But anyway, I was like, oh my gosh, it's this. And he was like, no, stop. I was like, okay, yes, you're right. No, this is not what we're here for. But it was so hilarious. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I was embarrassed. But anyway, we're not here for ninja creamies. We are not here for the cute wallets, right? I mean, yes, those things are amazing. Those things we love. But y'all, we are here for a business that is stable, built on people that see the value of network marketing, that see the value of this business, and that want to work and move forward. That's what we're here for. We're here for the long-term haul. Okay. So, all the way around, but what should concern you more than problems or pattern? Metrics reveal patterns. Okay. Okay. So the first thing we want to look at in measuring success is personal recruitment. Okay. These are going to be the 4 pillars. You have 4 pillars in Plexus. All right. And those 4 pillars sit on the foundation of mindset. Okay. So your mindset is everything, 80% of this business, and you have these 4 pillars. The first pillar, recruitment. This is what you can do right now, or when we get off this call, to measure your business. Are you personally enrolling 3 to 6 new customers a month? That's your target. I don't care if you just joined yesterday or if you joined 15 years ago. Plexus is 16 years old, so that's possible. So are you enrolling 3 to 6 people a month? Okay. This is where you guys, a lot of us Jules in there, we're talking about, this is talked about, but it's not necessarily like the older you get in this business, the more you can become in management mode. Okay. And you're not enrolling 3 to 6 new people. You're helping everyone else enroll 3 to 6 new people, and you're not doing it. And then your business can, like those pillars, okay, that personal recruitment pillar, it starts to crumble, right? And so your business is like, oh, okay. So always, always, always 3 to 6 people a month, okay? Number 2, the second pillar and the second thing that you want to look at for a healthy business is retention, okay? And that just means a second month order, a third month order, 60 days, 90 days, 120, okay? They're coming back, right? We're retaining these people. Are 70% or more of your customers ordering 90 days later? Okay, the target is 70% 90 days later. That's the ideal target for a healthy, long-lasting business. Okay. And then the next pillar to look at, so we've got number 1, we've got recruitment. Number 2, we've got retention. Number 3, you have the pillar of duplication. That is me helping my level 1s get some new silvers, helping my level 2s get some silver, like helping people duplicate. Y'all know what duplication means. Okay, so what do you want to look at? Are 30% or more of my, get this, level 1s, not my level 4s, not my level 5s, okay? Like as someone that's been here for a while, those numbers are great, but I need to be looking at my level 1s. Okay, are 30% of my level 1s going silver and beyond? 30%. of my level ones going silver and beyond. And these are monthly metrics, if you're wondering. Okay. These are things you want to be looking at monthly. All right. And okay, but if your answer is like, oh man, I'm hitting a no and a no and a no, okay, you know where to put your focus, right? Like I'm measuring this and I know that it's empty or it's really low. So now I know where to go. Okay. All right. The fourth pillar is leadership. Our 30%, okay, so first of all, duplication, I got 30% going silver. Okay. In leadership, are 30% of my silvers going gold. Okay. So y'all I don't know, I don't do math, but y'all can do that. So that's what our metrics are. Okay. So this is so good. Okay. And I'm just going to be really transparent. It was, kind of a laughable moment. I raised my hand and they were like, you need to look at all the pillars and see where you need to focus. And I said, okay, what if all four pillars are not where they need to be? Where do I go then? Right? Because that's a valid question. And the answer was you need to start with the first pillar of recruitment. Okay. First pillar, you are enrolling 3 to 6 new people a month. If you have all the other pillars, or like that's where we're going. Okay. And there's like when you are bringing in new people to your organization, what does that do? That excites you as a leader. And that excitement spills over into those other things, right? Your excitement spills over. You're going to show up more. You're going to work more. You're going to get your new person is going to be excited. And then you're going to help them to get their ranks and help those people. And so it just is a whole new, it's like continuously pouring fuel on the fire. Okay. Okay. This was one of the quotes. I don't know if it was Amber or Christina, but I'm going to read you a couple of different notes that I took down here in this section. You are at the mercy of your strongest leg if you are not consistently creating new people. You're at the mercy of your strongest leg. And those of you who have been here a while, you're going to understand. And Sarah understands strongest leg now because we had a Zoom. And she was like, what? I know. And I was like, it's kind of hard to grasp your brain around it first. But once you get it, you're like, okay, I get it. So you're at the mercy of your strongest leg unless you keep developing and creating new silvers and beyond. Okay. Okay. So a good metric for yourself and for other people on your team, your level 1s and 2s, if someone doesn't have the silver conversion, if the silver conversion rate is not there, we're not talking about the business opportunity effectively. Either we're not talking about it enough or we're not talking about it effectively. Okay. So that's one way we can think about that. Okay, and this one had like stars beside it. Okay, so this was okay. So if somebody came to me and they said, Jennifer, do you give yourself credit for Allison's success as a Sapphire? I'm like, no, like she's amazing. Like she does all the things. She shows up, she leads, she invests in personal growth. Okay. But then what do? We don't own people's successes. Like we just don't. We're like, no, they did the work. Like I helped them and cheered them on and we did it, but she did the work, right? If we don't own people's successes, then why do we own their failures? If you don't own people's successes, you can't own their failures, you guys. Because so many people will do things for a while and they will stop because it's uncomfortable. Because they're like, oh, I've just pushed and pushed and I'm good at this point. I don't want to go anymore. Some people just are not willing to go and grow and do the things. And some people just simply don't want to. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not judging that. I mean, whatever. But so often we want to judge, we want to own that person's failure. And I've been there, done that, right? Like, oh gosh, if I just got them on one more call, if I just sent them one more training, or if they had just come to one more retreat, like we want to own that. Guys, if we're not going to own their success, we're not going to own their failures, okay? I just want you to understand that you can be doing all the right things, have all the right things in place, and people are still not necessarily going to come with you, and they're not going to stay with you forever. And that is okay. So, okay. There's so much more that I could say. I'm going to throw this in here. Amber had a training about goal development. This was so big. Break the addiction of needing the shiny prize and having your name on the monthly graphic. Like, break the addiction to that. Because that is short term. The Ninja Cream, like, it's amazing, and I'm so glad. Like, and one of the things to know is corporate is trying to like turn the boat. We have this big huge boat, and corporate's like trying to turn it. So you'll notice the incentives. Enroll 4, retain 3, right? So corporate is building these incentives, shifting that boat for our longevity as builders. Okay. Our longevity is what they're concerned with too, because obviously if our businesses are good, their business is good. I mean, duh. So why would we not work together? Okay. So the Ninja Creamies are great, but avoid the addiction of just slinging people some products, right? Like, really try to be vested in their product journey. Really try to be vested in this income potential. Share the business with them, show them the opportunity, and help people. So, excuse me. I love that. Okay, one last thing. There's so much I could do here, but one last thought. I want you to shift your thought not only to stop needing the shiny prize, but shift your thought to leaders under leaders, golds under golds, rubies under rubies, emeralds under emeralds. Okay, like, we are helping people come in, but I am helping that new person get new people, right? So leaders under leaders. All right. So, and then lead with the vision. Okay, there's so much more. I'm just going to stop. But does anybody have questions? I've gone over. Does anybody have any questions? I know that was a little bit scattered. I've really tried to like get some really big highlights here. Does anybody have questions or anything they want to say?
I have a question.
Yes, Mom.
So my question is if you have, say that you're someone who has been, doing the business for a bit, but you've gone kind of quiet, haven't been doing as much with it, and you're like, yeah, all this stuff about the pillars is great. So obviously, like she said, I need to start with recruit. I want to recruit 3 to 6 people, but like that just seems so impossible. How am I going to go from not recruiting anybody to recruiting 3 to 6 people? What does that look like? Like, what's my action step for that?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is if you're starting over, it's like you're starting when you're new. I'm going to get back on social media. I'm going to post. It may be to where I'm like, hey, I haven't talked about this in a while, but you better believe I'm still loving my pink drink. And I wouldn't let that be the only post. I would be consistent with that again. Okay. And then I would start, I've probably got a follow up list somewhere, or people that I've talked to at some point. I would reach back out, be transparent with those people. People love vulnerability and honesty because we live in such a world of fake. We really do. And people love that. I mean, I'm not talking about slinging all your drama on Facebook, but you know what I mean? like it's okay to be authentic. Like, I've stepped away, things happen, but I want you to know I'm excited. I'm back, and I'm better than ever. I'm excited to get my feet running with Plexus again. I just thought of you. I know we talked about your migraines. Let's talk about this again, or come to this event, or let's get on his call. Like, that's what I would do. I would treat it like I treated it in the very beginning. And here's one thing that was a huge takeaway for me. Christina did a live coaching session with one of the jewels, and it was amazing to see. But the girl, one of the things she said was, it came down to, if I can't be consistent with it, I'm not doing it at all. And Christina was like, well, tell me about consistency. And she said, well, it means every day. Christina was like, really? She was like, okay. Do you clean your bathroom every day? She was like, well, no, I clean it once a week. And she goes, but you consistently clean your bathroom. She's like, yeah. She's like, okay, well, do you, like, what was it? I can't think of another one out. But basically it was like, the girl was like, and she's like, oh, do you consistently go to church? And the girl was like, yeah, I go twice a week. And she's like, but you don't go every day. And the girl's like, well, no. She's like, but you consistently go to church. So the point is so often like we can think we have to do it every single day. And while I think that if you really want to get like all the way, like you're like, I want to be diamond, you should find something to be doing like pretty much every single day. But for this girl, consistency with her was 3 days a week. Like start keeping the promises you make to yourself. If you want to restart this business, and 5 days a week is overwhelm, okay, what can I do to move the needle forward? I can post on social 3 times a week. Yes, I can do that. Okay. And start from there. And pretty soon, it's just like she said, you're going to be excited. You're going to see the ball rolling a little bit. And then you're going to be like, okay, well, the fourth day is not that big of, like it's going to be easier to be consistent. Okay. That's a lot of information about what you just said. But I would start from the beginning all over and I wouldn't be ashamed about it at all. Absolutely not. Okay. Was that helpful at all? Okay. Anybody
No,
else?
I think it was great, and I don't think it was too much information. I think
Okay.
that's exactly. Oh, we have most of us who, if you had to step away for a minute, you like think that you've got to have some like big relaunching inauguration moment when you don't even realize that most people ain't even noticed.
Exactly.
You're the one that's noticed. So it's just start showing up again. Just be
Yes.
like, just like you said, I'm still over here drinking my pink drink. Nobody's over there going like, honey, did you see that Jennifer has not posted about Plexus this week? Like,
Yep.
what is going on? Nobody cares like that.
They don't. They don't. It's so true. And yeah, I had a quote basically saying that same thing, and it was so good. You'd worry less about what people think if you knew how little they actually think about you. Of course, that came from Christina. Yeah. But I was like, ouch, that's so true. Like, we think people just sit around thinking about us, and they don't. And if they do, that's like, they got some issues. You don't want them anyway. So, all right. Anybody else with anything? Okay.
I think something that we need to remember too is that this is a growth process for all of us. We don't come into this knowing everything. And it's just like our Christian life, we're always adding to our faith, not in order to be saved, but because we're saved, we always have so much more to learn. And the Bible is so complex and so many layers that there's always more. And it's the same thing with this business. Times change. We have COVID in the middle of this, which those of us that went through COVID during this business, coming out of COVID now the economy, they're just different things. The changes in the media, the changes with social media. It requires us to adapt and to grow. And so being honest with people and say, hey, I haven't handled this in the best way. I've been learning and working on some personal growth on my end. And I just want you to know that you're very important to me. And if I've dropped the ball in the past, I want to apologize. And I pray that you would give me another opportunity in the future, and just putting it out there like that. And people appreciate the transparency and the honesty. And I know I do. If people talk to me that way, I'm like 1,000%. I'd much rather work with someone like that than someone that comes across like they've got it all figured out and know everything. Just my personal opinion on that.
I love that.
I have done that recently. And it's a lot. And like, if you got to eat crow, eat as well as hot. Just do it. Just eat the frog and do it. It's okay. And I've not run into anybody that was rude or unkind. And I've had great conversations. Like people do like real, and it's true. And one of the questions that, yeah, well, it's that. The question that Julie asked, I actually wrote this down at convention and I carry it around in my backpack. I probably need to write it on my forehead. If you don't know what to do, if you're brand new and you're like, what do I do? What pattern do I need to follow? If you feel like you've been doing the same thing over and over and it's this, keep doing it forever. If you're getting back into it, do it. Anyway, How do you sign people up? How do you recruit? You post, you reach out, you follow up, you close. And then you post and you reach out and you follow up and you close. And then you post and you reach out. So how do you do that and help other people do that? You recruit, you rank up, and then you retain those people. It's the same thing over and over and over and over again. So if you're in a place where you're like, who do I reach out to? Then you probably need to do some posting. That's step number one. Make some posts, get on social media, get people watching your stories, get people engaging with you on Plexus and non-Plexus stuff. Then you'll have you'll have a pond to fish in, and you can reach out. And that's what I had to do. And if you don't know what to post, go to Rising Diamonds. They've got their four different kinds of posts that you can make, and just start cycling through them. Cycle through and make those posts. And if you don't know what that is, you can message me and I'll send you the graphic after the call. But just like jump in that flow, but you got to start at posting.
That's so good. Anybody else?
And if you're somebody you don't know what to post, like you're really struggling with ideas, pop that in the leaders chat. I have those days as well. And sometimes I just need somebody to say, oh, you should do this. And I'll be like, duh, why didn't I think of that? But you just need somebody else to just mention it. So it's okay that you don't have the creative mind of so-and-so. Most of us don't, right? So if you need help with ideas of what to post, how to keep it fresh, ask some of us. That's one of the reasons why a lot of us follow several of the diamonds, because a lot of them do really well with their social media content. And we can take that stuff, take ideas, even take some of their actual posts, rework it, or copy and paste it and use that. Even their interactive stuff that isn't Plexus. Sometimes it's just an idea, but it gets a lot of impact, a lot of people interacting on it, and you do a version of that too. It brings people to the page, to your timeline. So there's different ways that we can do that.
Okay, so I don't know how y'all feel about this. I was really on the sketchy, but everybody at Jewel School made me get off of the ledge, and I may regret it. I don't know, but Chat GPT. Oh my word! You can just be like, I need a social media Facebook engagement post, and you'll have 10 ideas. It's crazy. Heather Ganifke, you guys need to go follow her. She's amazing. She's about to have her 10th baby, and she's taking that baby to Maui. So anyway, she was sitting there at dinner and just she was showing me all these things. Chat GPT, it's an app. It's kind of like the Meta thing on Facebook, really. You can do that too. I had no idea. I don't like those things. It's weird. But I was just but for me, content creation is a huge struggle. And Heather was just like, Instagram, or Instagram post about Christian mom ideas or something. It's AI. Yes, it is. And all of these post ideas came up in 3 seconds. It was crazy. So I don't know how you feel about AI and all those things, but it really was really cool. So anyway. Okay, 2 things and we'll jump off. Number 1, August the 3rd is Gold School in Atlanta. I'm so excited. Gold School, Gold School. Okay, so if you are gold, if you rank gold, or if you develop a gold, or I think it works for senior gold too, right guys? And it's gold or senior gold. If you rank it or you develop one, you get to go to Gold School and they have 4 a year, 1 every quarter. And August 3rd is in Atlanta, and then in October they are going to, I think, Dallas, Texas. And it's a day of corporate training. It is amazing. I haven't been, but I've heard. So yeah, August 3rd, and then August 15th here at my house in Dawsonville, Jennifer Taylor or Tyler, she is flying in from corporate. She is a field development officer. She's not the chief like Genevieve, but she is a field development officer, and she goes out and does events for people. And so she's coming to my house August 15th. It's a Thursday night, 6 to 8. I think what we're going to do is we're going to open it up for an opportunity event, maybe for a little while, and see if anybody wants to come. If you want to bring somebody with you, that's totally fine. Opportunity wise, they're thinking about Plexus. If you have a customer or whatever, they're welcome. And then she's going to do a business type one-on-one, some training for us. So that is going to be August 5th, August 15th. And I'll put the graphic for that when I get it made in Dream Team. But just mark your calendars. I'm really excited about that. Anything else I've missed? It's almost the end of the month. Keep working. Power hours. Yes, Julie, thank you. Julie made a graphic of power hours as well. It's pinned, right, Julie? Didn't we pin it to the top in Dream Team? So if you go to Dream Team and then go to the featured, that's anything that's like important, okay, or highlights for that month. Like that's where I put the monthly incentives and promos and all that thing. I tag that every month. And so the power hours are there. They are happening. So you look at Jenny and I have the 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I have an 8 o'clock in the morning. There's a 10 o'clock in the morning. So there's just random days, random times. And if you want to host your own power hour and put your name on that graphic, then let us know and we can definitely do that. Okay. Anything else?
I was just checking the links on those and I don't see all the links posted. So just be sure if you're doing a power hour, put your link in the comments.
Oh, okay. I probably need to do mine.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys. And if y'all have any questions about anything, just shoot us a message and we'll help you out as best we can. I'm excited. It's going to be an awesome July. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Bye.